Hi everyone, I'm back here again because I have to show you this, okay? And algunos yo creo que se va a quedar flipado. Many of you are gonna stay a bit, wondering if all this is real, and believe me, all this is real. So, and one thing, okay? Sorry for the way I speak, my English is not very, very good. And if I don't explain very well, I'm sorry, okay? I'm trying to get better each time I do a video, okay? I am amateur, actually. I won't deny it, but I don't care as long as I reach somebody's heart and opens his eyes, and to show you that all this is true, or else I wouldn't be doing these videos. I wouldn't be doing it. So listen, this video is gonna be about the trumpets of the apocalypse. You might have heard it or read about it, on the horsemen of the apocalypse. Okay, remember John, the apostle, the disciple of Jesus, who wrote Revelation, wrote it like 2,000 years ago. So along that way, many of them might have already happened. I don't know, and we also don't know how the seven trumpets are gonna be. We don't know. Nosotros no sabemos. We don't know how they're gonna sound, or in which order, or how long, or But I'm gonna show you these trumpet sounds again, and new ones, and always again the same sound. And listen, what's going on with Russia and the Ukraine crisis, and the food shortage, and the prices that are going up, especially with the grains and wheat and barley and all this stuff. Okay, so please hang on in there and watch this, please. I'm gonna try and do it and explain it as best as I can, Me, the amateur. Yeah, gracias. So listen, yeah, everybody knows Vladimir Putin. Who doesn't? Even Stevie Wonder. So this man was the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medmedev. That man. Okay? This man. Well, this man, this is all newspapers, but I've got this one, okay? That it shows really what he says from his mouth, okay? Now look at this. Medmedev on Third World War. First angel of apocalypse has already sounded his trumpet. The first angel of the apocalypse. What? And he was talking here. And to the question on whether the earth has entered a new world war, Medvedev answered, I hope not. And still the situation is being contained so far. Although, if we make such a biblical comparison and recall the words from the revelation of John, the theologian, that is, from the apocalypse, and the first angel sounded, and there were hail and fire. Well, at least the first angel sounded, but the apocalypse has not yet come, and I hope will not. Okay? And at the same time, the Deputy Head Security Council of the Russian Federation assures that the so-called special operation against Ukraine is being carried out in order to prevent the Third World War from happening. That's what he's saying. Okay? Listen. He said that the first angel has sounded. Now I'm going to take you to the scripture and talk to you. I'm going to show you how I think it's related to these people and what's going on there. Hey, you're going to make this thing up. You're going to make this thing up. Look, this is what he says. Okay? Medmedev says Crimea attack would trigger doomsday. Okay? Growing up during all my youth, I've been preparing for this war we see today. This is the holy war our saints and elders spoke of. This is what this man is saying. He began saying, everything that we see today, when I was reading Islamic scriptures and Christian scriptures, I studied the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah. From all these scriptures, I know that we are facing the war against the devil's army, against the army of Al-Dajjal, the Antichrist. Al-Dajjal is from the Islamic sources, okay? They also believe on that the Antichrist shall arise in the last days, and they also believe on the second coming of Christ. So, wait a minute. ¿Está pasando aquí? What's going on here? Doomsday, este hombre que lo está comparando al first angel sounding, and the horsemen of the apocalypse. Listen. I'll show you this. Okay. Okay. See, Russia engaged in holy war against the army of the Antichrist. Chechen Forces Commander says, okay, this is from the Washington Examiner. So the Chechen Forces Commander is saying that the NATO, okay, that's what he said, that the army of the NATO is the army of the Antichrist. So these people are saying that from the mouth, army of the Antichrist, the other one, the angels, and we're saying right now, what? Wait a minute, what's going, what? Listen, this is not a joke. The thing is that this is my character, I'm sorry. Because, me quedo flipado. What's going on with this problem? Why is he saying that? About this, Russian army, and let's go to the pages of Revelation. So, first trumpet. I'm going to show you this. Revelation 8, okay? When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour, and I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And to another angel having a golden censer came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense, that he should offer it with prayers and all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. Okay, this is when God gives them the 7 trumpets. Okay, so the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Okay, the first angel sounded. So the first trumpet is the vegetation struck. Second, the sea struck. Third, the water struck. Fourth, the heaven struck. And I'll show you the rest. Okay, but the most important is the one that this man is saying. And why? First trumpet, vegetation struck. Verse 7, the first angel sounded, and hail and fire followed, mingled with blood, and they were thrown to the earth, and a third of the trees were burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. What? Let's have a look at the second. Then the second angel sounded, and something like a great mountain burning with fire was thrown into the sea. And a third of the sea became blood, and a third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships were destroyed. The third one, the water struck. Then the third angel sounded, a great star fell from heaven, burning like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. The name of the star which he saw falling down from heaven is wormwood. A third of the waters became wormwood, and many men died from the water because it was made bitter. Wormwood. See this word? Wormwood. Okay? Wormwood. If we come here, wormwood in Ukrainian means Chernobyl. See? Chernobyl. Okay, wormwood in Ukrainian is called Chernobyl. So, funny, eh? Now we're seeing what's going on in that nuclear plant. This one. Yes? Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. Stationed in southern East Ukraine, is the largest nuclear plant in Europe and among the 10 largest in the world. And attacking it day by day, it's been hit, and it's going to cause a chain reaction. Listen, one of those missiles se va a desviar, it's going to hit one of them. Maybe that's the star that John saw. It's not a star is a planet. John no vio un planet de entrar. No, metaphor. And it's going to cause chaos. The radiation que va a soltar eso is going to make the waters bitter, and many men will die with it. That's what I think. So that's trumpet number 3. Let's go back. Let's go back here, 2 pages of Revelation. Okay. That's trumpet number 3, okay? The name of the star, wormwood. That's what I think, okay? Now, the second, the sea struck. Burning, he saw something, you see? And something like a great mountain burning with fire was thrown into the sea. And a third of the sea became blood. And a third of the living creatures in the sea died. And a third of the ships were destroyed by no people. No people. and it's something like a great mountain. I've always thought it could be an asteroid. It looks like a mountain, or a volcano, protandum, supervolcano, something like a mountain. But it could actually be, I don't know, a huge missile that they can throw into a volcano and reactivate it, or many things. Or it can actually be a missile that's called Satan 2. Okay, I'm gonna show you here. I'll try and find it here because I have a few videos that I'm gonna show you about these trumpet sounds. Okay. Okay. This is one of them. Okay. This is a nuclear doomsday torpedo.
Be a nightmare for Russia's adversaries. The Russians are building a bomb, another bomb, one that could trigger nuclear tsunamis. They could wipe out entire cities, leaving behind toxic radioactivity. It does sound unbelievable. But Russia has more futuristic weapons in its arsenal, and it's working towards them.
Listen.
Маленьком острове. Остров столь мал, что лишь одной ракеты «Сармат» достаточно, чтобы его утопить раз и навсегда. Российской ракете «Сармат» самой мощной в мире.
Новое смертельное гиперзвуковое оружие способно уничтожить территорию размером с Техас или Англию.
Это всего лишь один пуск, Борис.
Boris, and it's not England anymore. See what they're saying?
Зачем заигрываться?
Why do they play games? You know, defiant all the time. Yeah, underwater robotic drone, Poseidon.
Он приближается к цели на
1 kilometer dead with speed of 200 kilometers per hour.
200 километров в час.
See?
Нет никакого способа
No way to stop him.
этот подводный дрон. Боеголовка на нем мощностью до 100
Warhead
мегатонн.
about with capacity of 100 megatons.
Ядерной торпеды у берегов Британии
Thermonuclear torpedo.
гигантскую волну.
Tsunami up to 500 meters. Look at that.
Такой водяной шквал
Tidal waves is also a carrier of extreme, wiping out. Wiping out.
Пройдя над британскими островами, он превратит.
Pero lo dicen ahí tan tranquilo, Britronsky, Britronsky que te metería yo. Listen. You see what I mean? And that nuclear radioactive thing is gonna make a third of the living creatures underneath the oceans die, and the blood that they're gonna live is gonna look like the waters are, you know, a third. I don't know, something like that. It could be. Listen. Let me take you back to Revelation. Okay? Now, the first trumpet. Hail and fire. You know, that's what the commander is saying all the time. They're going to bring hail and fire and doomsday, and they're going to unleash hell upon the people who make war with Russia. And a third of the trees were burnt up, and all the grass was burnt up, and the sounds that will be seen from the trumpets. Listen. Actually, we don't even need these people to rain fire and that, because everybody knows the heat waves that's going around. It's like no time. It's burning up trees, leaves. The Amazon is receiving the worst ever, the lungs of the world. Okay, look. This is a golf course in Birmingham. Catches fire after extreme temperatures. And golf course. Right. You just see a golf course there catching fire. See? Record rate in Amazon rainforest.
80% increase in fires just over the last year alone. And this comes, of course, after the hot our planet has ever seen. I want you to...
Vale. That's the Amazon. This is California. I don't want the memory to stop. I want you all to see everything that I need to show you. This is California. It's been a couple of years burning, but now more than ever. This is Portugal, France, and Spain.
Spain on Thursday, as the heat wave that's gripping Europe spreads. It means more wildfires across the continent, burning thousands of hectares of land and forcing residents and tourists to leave. Scientists warn that heat waves have become more frequent, more intense, and longer lasting because of climate change, as the Medmedev reports.
Europe was only just recovering from its last heat wave, but once again, temperatures are soaring.
Vale. And now, this is the video I'm going to show you later, because it's for you to watch out, okay? Now, unbelievably or not unbelievably, this heat wave is bringing hails of unprecedented levels in France, in Germany, and Spain, where all the heat waves are coming. Look at this. Hail. Tremendo. Go a bit forward. Look at that. Look at that. Destroying
A violent
cars.
hailstorm hit southwestern France on Monday evening, leaving major devastation behind. The size of the hailstones was almost the size of a baseball, destroying car windows as well. 19 police departments in this area of France went on orange alert.
Everywhere.
Without power and the storm.
See what I mean? Look at this. In Barcelona. In Berga, Barcelona.
Hello everyone and welcome to my daily disaster news channel.
Mira. Barcelona. Vale? This is after these heat waves and that. So, let's go back to Revelation. Okay? So, I'm gonna show you now, okay? These seals, okay? That's in Revelation, okay? When he opened the third seal, okay, I heard the living creatures say, "Come and see." So I looked and behold a black horse, the 4 horses of the apocalypse, okay? And he who sat on it had a pair of scales. This is metaphorically, okay? In his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not harm the oil and the wine." Third seal. Okay? Revelation 6. This was the seals that they were waiting for. Who was able to open the 6 seals? You know, the pre to the trumpets. So there are many people that will believe that we are here in third seal. Okay, why? What does a denarius mean? A quart of wheat for a denarius. Denarius is a day's wages. Con que el wheat va a llegar a costar lo que se gana en un día, el precio. ¿Sí? Day's wage for a worker. Y el barley, 3 quarts for a barley for a denarius for a day's worker. And do not harm the oil and the wine. And listen, what's going on right now? What's going on right now? I'm going to show you right now. Russian gas cuts to Europe hits economic hopes after Ukraine and all this. You know, this is what's going on with Russia and Ukraine thing. See, it triggers a global food crisis. The third of the world's wheat and barley and more than 70% of sunflower oil. Vale? Listen, the oil, nothing is going to happen, but look at this. A third of the world's wheat and barley, okay? This is in Al Jazeera News. Russia has blocked 20 million tons of grain. Grain, like corn and wheat, are trapped in Ukraine because of Russia's ongoing blockade. Global food crisis looms as Ukraine struggles to export, preventing grain from leaving the breadbasket of the world. We go up here, rising energy prices and a global wheat shortage. Listen, I'm not making this thing up. Russian gas cut hopes, hits economic hopes after Ukraine grain deal. They are letting like a few ships now go and listen, ellos están haciendo el papel. Look at this. Following lengthy negotiations mediated by Turkey and the UN, Russia has agreed to unblock Ukraine ports to allow the export of grain. It's expected that the deal will make it possible to export 22 million tons of Ukrainian wheat, corn and cereals. Listen, let me show you this. It's all linked with the 7 trumpets that we've been hearing trumpets since 2012. I'm going to put you a few videos now of the trumpets, okay? Listen, and the first angel and the hail and the fire mingled with blood, and they were thrown to the earth, and the third of the trees burning up. The second angel, something like a great... I've shown you these missiles. Something's gonna come because of this war, I think. And the third angel of the water struck. The name of the star is Wormwood. Wormwood in Ukrainian means Chernobyl. Then the fourth trumpet is the heaven struck. The third of the sun was struck, a third of the moon, and a third of the stars. So a third of them were darkened. What does darken bring? How does it darken? With a nuclear... Listen, tú imagínate un nuclear war. El smoke que va a haber, el nuclear, so is gonna darken everything. It's all linked. Can you see it? And this man saying from Russia, the first trumpet has sounded, and all these trumpet sounds going around the world. Listen, I don't know how to say all these things. I don't care if people say, este que está con las paranoia. Listen, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Listen, since that day that changed my life, because I asked, well, you know my story. And I know that God sent me that video. And every day since that day, he won't leave me alone. I was these days in the fair, and I was all the times like talking to God. He was there with me. Wow, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. But listen. A quote, ¿vale? A unit of volume or capacity used in liquid measure equal to 2 pints. In other words, 2 pints of grain va a costar lo que tú haces de paga en un día. Va a llegar a eso. En todas las noticias no paran de decir que este winter va a ser un winter peor que nunca. Listen, and all these things that's happening. They are bombing that Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant. The problem with the wheat and the barley. Look, barley, a cereal grass. Okay? Its seed used especially in malt beverages, breakfast foods, and stock feeds. The grain of barley, a hardy cereal. It's from the cereal, same as wheat. A cereal, which is the most important kind grown in temperate countries, which is made for bread, make flour for bread, pasta, pastry, etc. So lo importante que va a ser todo esto. Listen, y eso es exactamente lo que está pasando ahora en el problema. So the first angel and the third seal were in the black horse with the scales. I'll do another video explaining what comes next. I'm not saying that this is but this is how do you explain those trumpet sounds around the world? How do you explain that? How do you explain that? Black horse, a quart of wheat for a denarius. Va a llegar a eso. Es un metaphor. Es un metaphor de los seals, de los 7 seals. ¿Vale? Tú acuérdate que él lo escribió esto, he wrote this 2,000 years ago. Who is the conqueror in the first white horse, you know? Who went out to conquer. He had a bow and a crown was given to him. You know? Who is the fiery red one? To take peace from the earth, you know? What has happened in 2,000 years since John wrote this? Maybe we are on the 3rd seal. Maybe that first conqueror, maybe that's Alexander the Great. I don't know. He went out to conquer with a bow and a crown. That's why he's so famous nowadays. I don't know. You know, I'm just saying, you know. Conflict on earth, you know. People should kill each other. I don't know. You know, I'm just saying. But the 3rd seal is exactly what's happening now with the barley and the wine and the wheat. Listen. This is a shofar. It's what the Jewish people use in ancient Jewish religious purpose. You know, they used to do it in ancient times. Es de un ram, ¿vale? Una clase de trompeta que suena. Esos son los sounds que se están usando los heavens. So, listen to a few new ones. One moment. Look, different years, different telephones, different people, different countries, and always the same sound, and everybody pointing up. Always the same sound. Yeah. Let's come here.
Number 11. Imagine being at work, but your work
No, un poquito más adelante, que no se haga muy largo. Yo salgo corriendo ahí, pero del tirón.
Look at this light in the sky.
Look now, ¿vale? Here,
I am not going to stay
here
out
the
here.
woman that's coming out now. Here.
Number 5.
¿Vale? This one, ¿vale? Here.
Remember what I said at the beginning of this video? The bit about me having a personal experience with this?
Like me.
Well,
and my
this
wife.
next sound gives me the goosebumps every time I listen to it. Because this is exactly what I heard. Only this one was recorded in the southern Philippines. And I was in the northwest UK.
A mí en
I
Gibraltar.
heard this noise with my own ears.
And I heard it too with my wife.
Before I was even aware of this phenomenon.
The same sound.
How is it that in 2016 I can hear strange sounds coming from the
And
sky?
I heard it in 2017 when
the
everything
UK,
changed.
That then bellow out in the Philippines in 2018.
When that video came
The
out.
thought of that alone is enough to stop me sleeping.
¿Cómo no parece eso que es un sofa style of trumpet de verdad veniendo de los cielos? Vale. Misma mujer.
This is the northwest of England,
En la
where
parte
I
de ella.
had my experience. It was also recorded in 2016, the same year, yet the noise is very different.
Pues yo lo
And
veo
if
igual.
you've ever heard a sound that could be described as the apocalypse
Eso de escucharlo.
approaching,
Yo lo escucho igual.
this
Mismo sound.
is it. Described as the gates of hell opening. I hope that this is not a sign of things to come.
Mira, eso, la maricura en las uñas del pie no vendría mal, bro. Sofa style de trumpet, igual, mismo sonido, hombre. Esta mujer no le hace falta el Whisper XL. Extra large. Un Duracell. No, what I mean. Can you see it's the same sound all the time? What's going on?
February 2015. At first glance, it looks like a totally overcast day in the Huevo Laredo.
This is 2015. A year before, that woman.
Sounds like anything but.
And I heard it the next year.
Musician Axel Somano is visiting a friend when she notices the eerie atmospheric noises and aims her lens to search for the
Están haciendo hasta programas en el History Channel de estos sonidos. Pero claro, ellos es Aliens. La bocina del coche Steven Spielberg.
Resembles a metallic moaning of some sort. It lasts for approximately 8 seconds and reaches a slight crescendo halfway through, almost as if something is crying out in pain.
Vale. Look at this. Ese sofa style de sound, todo el tiempo el mismo, está en otro sitio. Mira aquí. Esto es en Jerusalem. Encima con ese halo todo alrededor. You might have seen this video a couple of times. Pero don't deny that it's the same sound. Right, otra vez el chauffeur style. Come on, people. Oh, Mr. Putin, hello. See what I mean? I've shown you a video, a couple of trumpet songs, yes, I just want to show you a couple of them were new ones. Listen. In all the news, threatens wheat shortages. Wheat prices jumped 21%, barley by 33% since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It can go up. Conflict causes wheat and copper prices to rise. This is Sky News. And you go down. Wheat, Sky News Australia, wheat, barley prices cool even higher. See? Wheat and corn prices. Listen, it's everywhere. The third seal. Listen, we don't know what kind of winter we're going to receive. So, I've shown you the... Look at this.
Liters per square meter
Oh.
were recorded in Berba.
It's tremendous. Everything that I'm showing you, from the first trumpet and to what these people are saying, and the problems with the wheat, and fires being everywhere because of this heat wave. And listen, this is me personally to, people in my country, because I live here, I don't live in China. Listen, every time you go to the shop or to a supermarket, please, buy an extra pack of toilet paper and kitchen paper, okay? And whatever it has to do with wheat or whatever, pero do it, please do it. The extra package, whatever package you buy extra, hide it, okay? And if you start getting short with the ones that you are using, when you go and buy for the day, buy again another extra and you hide it again. Never touch the hidden ones, believe me. It's not going to be like the boy who cried wolf. Each day I'm trying to think that God, has called me. He has called me. He said he will raise up ambassadors in the last days. And I know, I'm having that feeling in my heart to help. He's maybe using me to open eyes. Listen, don't believe that I'm here with paranoia or this is conspiracies. You can see it all around. How can you deny all this? What is that sound? Same sound. Listen, I wouldn't be doing this video. Before I used to inject heroin, have cocaine, alcohol. Listen, why do we have to wait hasta que uno vea los problemas esto y que vea tú que in 2 or 3 months all these shortages are... Oh, listen, he talked about this. Listen, it's now. No, it's like a person... Listen, it's like a person who knows the smoking brings cancer and what it brings. Y no para hasta que no le dan las noticias. I'm speaking that in general. Why do we have to wait till darkness reaches us? So listen, people can laugh, but I bet you that people are gonna buy more toilet rolls. But don't listen. No panic. No nothing. Just buy. They don't stop saying that este winter va a ser el peor winter in human history. Están diciendo una pila de noticias, and every time they say something a lot, it's because they know something is coming. Okay. So, listen.
Of unrest, energy prices across the continent have soared over fears that Moscow will halt gas supplies. Governments are making plans to conserve and ration gas among energy-intensive industries. From windows to smartphones, bottles to spectacles, glass is an essential commodity in our daily lives. However, glass production is quite an energy-intensive process. It requires melting sand, salt,
Okay, mobile phones, todo. Encima el problem con Taiwan y eso de los microchips, and listen. But look.
Might lead to supply chain disruptions. There are reports that UK's biggest doorstep milk delivery service is aiming to use less bottles than usual. Milk in Europe doesn't end at glass. A commodity as common as paper has also witnessed shortages in its production. A Finnish paper firm called Metsä Tissue has decided to cut down on production. They say this will have a direct impact on the production of toilet and kitchen paper. The firm has for now stopped production at its plants in Germany and Slovakia earlier this year. All in all, they have 9 paper mills in Europe, but rising production costs is hampering operations everywhere. Officials say rising costs might also lead to these essentials becoming more expensive.
Todos los prices va a subir. Listen, the people don't really believe in the stories of the Bible. Of course, Jesus told these people to write it in a book for us, although we don't believe it. Listen, believe me, I wouldn't be doing these videos. Me daría vergüenza. Yo hablaros del Bible, ni si yo antes era un, ¿me entiendes? Yo estaba muy a gusto en la vida que lo tenía. And all of a sudden, I'm losing my head. You know, I shouted, oh God, not Satan, you know, my story, or, you know, watch all my videos. You know, my testimony, how it happened. It's not normal, you know, struggling day by day by day by day. I'm still struggling with the things of the earth that I'm caught in since the beginning of my birth. But this is the only way. He's the only way. He's the truth, the light, and the way. He's the way. It's nothing else. It's nothing else. So listen, I hope I've shown you quite a bit of what's going on. And because of this, that I know this is something that is happening here. I'm going to be informing you every day like a news thing, okay? But not any news. So, you know, anything that has to be related with what I'm showing you today, that I know that, oh, something to do with the wheat or the barley or something of that. Vale? So, and remember, Gwenwood in Ukrainian, if you open a Ukrainian Bible, cuando ven ese verse, pone Chernobyl. Gwenwood in Ukrainian Chernobyl. And the name of the star was Chernobyl and made all the waters bitter, radiation. Y no paran de bombear Saporincia. Es un chain reaction eso, que va a reventar todo lo eso de ahí. Eso es lo que parece que están leading. They want this to happen. This is the holy war. Well, that's why Jesus is going to make everything new. He's going to make everything new. Everything new. What darkens, como pone ahí, what darkens the sun and the moon will be darkened like sackcloth. Search it. Nuclear bombs, el humo, el nuclear winter, what they call it. No van, eso es lo que es. Wow. Listen, I'm sorry for my way of talking because it's not the best English in the world, you know. So just checking it to see if I showed you enough. You know, I've shown you the video of that Russian man and those torpedoes, Satan 2. Or, you know, I don't know. Yeah, we're getting there. Next video, I'm gonna show you after the resting trumpets and the seals, and you know, listen, people don't believe these stories, you know, but they traditionally do things for Jesus, you know, in baptisms, on Christmas. Christmas is coming up now. Everybody loves Christmas. Wow. Yes. Why? Because it's the birthday of the Messiah, no? So we only believe in him for Christmas. Nos conviene, ¿verdad? Parties here, there. Easter, yeah, también we use it for parties here. Listen, but we don't believe the book he told these people to write for instructions for us. They even laugh at you. No. Listen, I was the first one in line that didn't believe in none of this. I've already told you that religions twist many things up and they make wars, and listen, it's nothing to do with religions. I myself don't even belong one. I love meeting people of religions that talk about Jesus, and you know, but there's more to this. Jesus came to testify to the truth. Search the truth. Open the scriptures. You don't have to read. Hear it. You use audio. It's in the YouTube as well. Audio. Start listening. Ratito hoy, ratito mañana. Listen. Come on. And pray for him for understanding, and he will give it to you. He will give it to you. I don't want nobody to catch them offside in this. No, la gente vea esto que está pasando aquí. No tengo toilet paper, no tengo dinero. Listen. Hey. Start stacking up. But no panic ni nada. Tranquilo. Esto aquí. Because the prices are going to get up sooner than the third seal. How can you not know that we are heading where we're heading? I talked many videos. This world controlled population. And all of a sudden the pandemic hit the world. And all of a sudden, this control was in the world because of the pandemic. 2017, that Revelation 12 sign with a woman in the constellation of Virgo, and the sun in the... Yeah, it's all coincidence, huh? All coincidence, yeah. Yeah. So, and 1948, Israel being born in one day, like the prophet said. Oh, yeah, another coincidence. Yeah, it's all evolution, yeah. Evolution's been taught in school, so we just have to go along with it, yeah. Así que estaban niños confused. Estaban confused. Billions of years ago, God said, you know, God at the beginning laid out the week for us for working. God did everything, all creation in 6 literal days, and he rested on the 7th. Exactly how many days in the week there are? 6 days, and we rest in the 7th. Since the beginning, God created, puso el foundation para el hombre. So here we are with 7 days a week, just as God created. I don't see nothing related to the evolution of billions of years ago. And what? The dinosaurs with an asteroid? No, the dinosaurs went with the Nephilim giants or the fallen angels with the flood. That's why God brought the flood. And I shown you, know, as and that's the next video I'm going to do tonight. I'm doing it apart because es largo. The fallen angels and that story with Jesus going to that rock with Peter. Okay, so, wow, listen, I'm sorry if I sound like really amateur, because I am, but as long as I open somebody's eyes and sees, listen, search him, search God, these things are happening. God, make me one of your warriors, or whatever you want to pray. Come on, come on. He's shouting to the world, showing his trumpets and warning his people. So, hey, love you all. Please open your eyes. Anybody who wants to talk to me about this subject or do more about this, let me know. And if anyway, I get informed of the news that's going around that has to do with Ukraine and these people, okay? What's going on that. So, everybody that's watching this, any culture, Muslim, Jew, Hindu, Yugoslavian, Portuguese, whatever, Spanish, españoles, lo que sea que vean esto, te quiero. Y también te quiere Dios y Jesucristo más que nada en el mundo. And he came for you. He came to give you eternity. Él vino a darte vida eterna en una tierra nueva con tus hijos para siempre. He came for every tongue, tribe, and peoples. Come on, de verdad. Search. He came with love, nothing more. Love, qué bonito. Same as I love you all. Who's watching this, and whoever's not as well. I know one day you'll watch. So, love you all.